We have to hold the government accountable. I feel that every elected official needs to be audited once a year, and the auditor can only do it one time. This way there won't be any compromises between the person being audited and his auditor. You might think that's horrible, but I've been audited 3 times without an attorney, and I beat them all 3 times. Came away with extra money, so it's no big deal as long as you're honest. Second thing we need to do is give the president Lyme item veto power so he can avoid the nonsense that's going on with the C-19. We need to give them the House and the Senate of the United States berthing in DC where they have to stay. We're not saying they can't own property in DC, but there are bases where you have to stay on space berthing in the world. And because a junior congressperson was complaining about coming up with the money, and maybe that's why people get bribed or go around earning extra money somehow, this would take care of that worry. It would also make sure they're in an area where they can be kept an eye on with less security, just guarded community with a couple of security guards out front and on the corners. And if they really care about serving the people, they won't mind the berthing we give them. They must be educated before they vote on a bill. If they're going to vote on, say, gun control, first 8 hours of being trained in firearms by the U.S. Marines. Then another 8 hours by the FBI on the different damages caused by weapons and how many people actually get killed by certain weapons, including hands, fists, blunt instruments, and rifles, and the dreaded black rifles. Let them actually know what they're talking about. Also, for every 5 pages of legislation they want to pass, they have to take a full day to read it, have a chance to look over it, make sure nothing weird's going on. After all, this is going to affect every person in America and sometimes people around the world. If it was a college student and they said, oh yeah, there's 1,000 pages, but I'm going to vote, I'm going to take my test and not worry about it until to find out what's on it, I'm just going to go ahead and take it, and you're the parent paying for it, you would have a fit. Well, they're doing the same thing, but you have to live by the results. It's not unreasonable to ask them to take 1 day off for every 5 pages to study to make sure that it's a reasonable legislation. Stand by for more later on. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you don't like this video, show me the snowflake you really are and dislike it if you have enough guts to press that button.